All right, everyone. You love it. You know this is your time, Miami football fans. We got Cam Underwood on the line from State of the U. It is 7 o'clock. Check that, 7:10. Hey, it was worth a wait. We guarantee it. Cam's on the line from State of the U, Miami football. And, of course, we're here just about every Wednesday night to do that just for you. The Canes go to camp on March 19th, so we are just about 2 weeks away. Cam, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Yeah, so sorry I was a little late. Congestion on the turnpike as I was driving back down to South Florida from out of town for a couple of days. So, pushed the schedule a little bit, but, I'm good. Everything's good. So, yeah, talk some Miami football. Why don't we?
No apologies. When people go to a huge concert, what happens? Does the main attraction ever come out on time?
I mean, no, if it's Lauryn Hill, definitely not.
What's that?
Yeah, I said if it's Lauryn Hill, they definitely don't come out on time.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. All right, Cam, you have a new defensive line coach, which, of course, is near and dear to Manny Diaz's heart. So I'm sure that he has pretty good confidence. I don't know how much of a selection there was at this point of the calendar year or the football calendar in terms of getting a replacement for your departed defensive line coach. So if you could set the record straight on the new addition from Akron.
Yeah, so Miami's defensive line coach, Jess Simpson, had the opportunity to step up to the NFL level and be the head or the defensive line coach for the Atlanta Falcons. Jess Simpson being from Georgia, lifelong, coach up there at every level, basically, high school, college. And he was an assistant with the Falcons, not the defensive line coach, but like off-field or not random, but ancillary assistant in 2017, came to Miami to replace Craig Kuligowski last year. And then the Falcons had the opportunity because their defensive line coach was leaving. He's a former player. I forget his name. Shucks. Anyway, but yeah, so then Jess Simpson decided he wanted to go up to the NFL level and be defensive line coach. So, yeah, he went to go do that. And Manny Diaz did a little bit of a search in the kind of background because, as this is coming out, apparently the Falcons and Jess Simpson had communication going back even before signing day in January. And then it was released yesterday that Miami had hired Todd Stroud as the assistant head coach and defensive line coach, which is a direct replacement for the positions that Jess Simpson held. Stroud has been around for a long time. I'm looking at the Welcome to the U piece that we put up on the website, with the University of Miami Athletics statement. Stroud's coached at 9 schools in 33 years. He's been pretty much everything. He's been a head coach. He was defensive coordinator and defensive line coach at Akron. He's coached defensive line before at NC State, and that was with the Mario Williams group there, who was a first-round pick at NC State. So, a history of success at that position, strength and conditioning, quality control. I mean, he's pretty much done it all. He's been coaching for more than 30 years. So Stroud fits in pretty much exactly in what Manny Diaz was looking for. As a defensive line coach from like a teaching and learning standpoint. So obviously fitting into the scheme of the defense, which is going to pretty much be the same even with the new defensive coordinator. And the defensive line coach, obviously the front line of defense needs to get up the field, needs to penetrate, needs to create havoc to make things work, because if you're not getting up the field in Miami's defense, even more than others, that's not really going to make a successful kind of paradigm. So getting Todd Stroud, and that's somebody who, again, has coached at a high level. He's coached, like I said, a first-round draft pick on defensive line, and should be hopefully, a good addition for the Miami Hurricanes. Obviously, losing Jess Simpson as he steps up to the NFL is not the greatest, because I think he did a very, very good job, and wish him the best as he moves forward. The issue for me is going to be recruiting, because Jess Simpson was able to lean on his prior relationships, being a long-time high school coach at Beaufort, Georgia. So in the state of Georgia, his name held weight. He was able to get connected and contacted with students and players from there, and then recruit them. And he did a good job even going out of his state, or Miami's normal footprint, for recruiting this past year by going up and spearheading that move into New York City to get Jason Blissett and Jared Harrison Hunt. And then that also got Adam El-Gamal on the offensive line. And the first two were defensive tackles, so we needed that. Adam El-Gamal was a teammate of Harrison Hunt at Chrysler King Regional. Boom, you get that. And then there's other guys in New York who have been offered and connected with Miami. And that was kind of spearheaded by Jess Simpson. So I'm interested to see how that works with Stroud as the defensive line coach, because Miami still needs defensive linemen both in and out of state. So that's kind of where my really question lies. But I mean, just looking at his track record of success, I don't think that it should be an issue on the field. But yeah, so that's the change at defensive line coach and assistant head coach for the Hurricanes, from Jess Simpson to Todd Stroud.
He is Cam Underwood. You can catch him and the rest of his staff there at State of the U covering Miami athletics. Not such good fortunes for the basketball team, but of course there's much hope for the football team heading toward spring practice here in a couple of weeks toward the 2019 season. We've got the super chat on, so if you'd like to contribute to Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, there you have one outlet. The other one would be on the Amazon links that you can find in the description section of any of the videos to contribute to the channel.